Welcome to Share Talk. Today we have Gervaise Heddle, who is the CEO of the AIM-listed Greatland Gold, GGP ticker. Welcome, Gervaise. How are you today?
Very well, John. Thanks for having me.
So you've had an RNS out this morning about commencing work at Ernest Giles. But before we go into that, can you just give our listeners an overview of Greatland Gold and the various projects that you've got going at the moment?
Yes, Greatland Gold is an AIM-listed company. We've been listed on AIM since 2006. We have 5 projects, all of which are based in Australia, 2 in Tasmania and 3 in Western Australia. We're predominantly a gold exploration company, although the Bromus project in Western Australia is prospective for nickel and VMS. Our main focus is our 5 projects, which are all 100% owned, and also we are on the lookout for acquiring new projects. And our general business model is to find early stage exploration targets that we think could be attractive to mid-tier and larger companies, and prove them up to a certain point where we can joint venture them or sell them on.
Okay, and do you want to give us a bit more detail about the Ernest Giles project in particular and what today's news means?
Sure. So at Ernest Giles, just to back up for a moment, Ernest Giles is a large licence area. We control 1,000 square kilometres of ground out there. It's out past Laverton in Western Australia, and the licence area covers a large greenstone belt, and we believe that great greenstone belt is prospective for gold, and potentially there are multiple large gold camps out there on that belt, as there are on other greenstone belts in Western Australia. It's an area that's virtually unexplored because it is undercover. There's been very little historical exploration. Last year we launched an ambitious wide space drilling campaign at the Meadows target, which is on the southern portion of the belt, and that came back with some great results. We identified 2 new large zones of gold mineralisation there. We've got tens of metres of anomalous gold in the majority of the holes that were intersected. So that's a very exciting outcome. But we also have a lot of other targets there at at Ernest Giles. And so the question is, how do we refine our targets across such a wide area? And gravity surveys are an integral part of doing that. Plus, we're also trialling this new technique called Tremino, which is a passive seismic technique, which we hope will help give us a better idea of depth to basement at various parts of the belt. But we're trialling that at Meadows first. The gravity, just to back up, is something we're doing across quite a large area, maybe 30 to 40% of the entire belt.
Yeah, and so it's going to take around a month to complete this work, and maybe another month or so before we see results. So are we looking towards the end of June, beginning of July as a timeline maybe there?
Yes, probably the end of June, maybe earlier, but we, just depends on how quickly we can analyse and assess all the data. We'll receive a lot of data from this gravity data, and then the passive seismic data, and it will take us a while to work through that. But the field teams should be on the ground for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up in the RNS that you've noted once you've completed this work at Meadows, you're going to move on to Empress and other targets in the sort of north and eastern portion. But why is Empress high priority for you, and what potentially the other high priority targets?
Sure. Empress is a high priority target for us because at MMI work, their surface geochemistry conducted over that area identified very elevated gold in soil anomalies, basically. So if we step back and we look at the MMI results in the Meadows area, we were getting, I think, in the 60s was kind of like the peak value, 60 parts per billion. Up at Empress, we got a reading up to 338 parts per billion, which is extremely high. to get that for a gold mineral system, a gold system which is undercover. So, we think that those results are definitely worth following up and doing more work around. So we'll be doing gravity work out there as part of this, and then we intend to conduct some more drilling work out there as well in due course.
Yeah, okay, and I've got a sort of double-edged question now in terms of what's coming next for Greatland Gold, but specifically Bromus. A lot of people are asking us about Bromus and what's coming next there. So, what's the kind of timeline around Bromus at the moment? Can you tell us what's going on there?
Sure. So Bromus, the drilling was completed. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and those samples were all sent off to the lab, and basically we're waiting for the assay results from the lab there. So once we have those assay results, we'll release them and provide some interpretation around them.
And what's the kind of time scale maybe you were looking at those results?
Well, hopefully we'll report them within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you very much. And do you want to give any sort of overview on the other projects and expected news flow for the next quarter?
Look, not at this point, John. We have a lot going on in the background. Sometimes when you're quiet, it's because there's a lot of things going on that you can't talk about. We are very busy on a number of fronts, both with our existing projects and external projects. So we will just wait until things develop, and then we'll update investors as soon as we can.
Okay, and are you due back in the UK anytime soon?
Yes, hopefully within the next couple of months. So maybe sooner. We'll just it all depends on what happens with the various projects, etc.
Okay, well, we look forward to touching base with you then, Gervais.
That'd be great.
Thank you for your time today.
Okay, thanks, John.
That was Gervaise Heddle, CEO of Greatland Gold plc, the AIM-listed gold exploration company, GGP.